So you are my first and my only interview. So welcome to the world of One Black Woman Entertainment. And yeah, I'm excited that you were my interviewee because as the email that I sent you, I too have a connection to domestic violence. But let's talk about I know they're probably because they're gonna get the footage, they're gonna be like, why are they talking about this? Anywho, let's jump right in. Deirdre, you're an attorney. You look like an attorney. Uh, you don't look like a screenwriter and a writer. Not that there's a different, whatever they could look like, but how did you go from legal eagle to artsy fartsy?
You know what? I've always been had an artsy side. I actually used to have a internet television show called This Legal Diva because that was the diva side of me, the artsy side of me, and I do one part about um, legal issues and the other part about style, fashion, lifestyle, anything that enhances your lifestyle. I would talk about those issues too, and so I've always had that. But specifically, how I got into writing, I had been working on a book or had started working on a novel probably 20 years before I finished it. And I would pick it up, I would write a few chapters, put it down, write a couple pages, put it down for a year. A couple years when my father died, I put it down, I think maybe 10 years. And I picked it back up. And then I got into a group where we do manifestation, where we meet weekly. And so when I got in there, we meet by Zoom. I got in there. I said, I'm going to finish this book by the end of September, and it was the middle of August at the time. And my husband kind of laughed. He's like, "That book you've been working on forever," and I said, "I'm going to do it." I finished it on September 29th, which was my late sister's birthday. And in less than 45 days, because I had manifested this is what I'm going to do. And so
Yeah.
once I got into that, and it took a little while for it to get published, but got published like 6 months later. And then I wrote the script for it. And like once I got into script writing, uh, I've been doing script. I still practice law, but but I'm into the filmmaking now as well.
Oh my gosh, what a combination. And you know what? As they say, all things in God's time.
Yes,
If it took 20
absolutely.
years, it took 20 years, but the need for your stories is, ever present. It's always a need for what you're saying and what you're talking about, what you want to share. Your book, um, oh gosh, Holy, is it
A
Holy?
hole with a W,
Yes.
a hole in her heart. And it was
Shame on
because
me.
it's the I say it's about a woman who's just like every woman we know or probably have been a time or two, woman who has had a bad relationships, and because of that she's become jaded, and now she's untrusting of man. So when the good man comes along, she doesn't recognize the good man, and so she does things to sabotage it. But then it's her journey to heal, to find love, to heal the hole in her heart and make it whole again.
Yeah, that is true. I think I won't say every woman's story, but any woman who's experienced any type of trauma or gone through any kind of, hurt or pain, we have that struggle. So you are
Yeah.
talking about, every woman probably that I know, you know?
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you for that. And then you went to screenwriting. You wrote the screenplay for it.
For that, yes. That's not the one that I had produced, but I wrote the screenplay for that. So at some point I will get that, I manifest. So at some point I'm going to get that produced as well. But
Yes.
the movie that I did get produced is a short movie called
He only hit me four
He Only
times.
Hit Me Four Times. And
That's
so
powerful. That's powerful.
yes, yes. It's and you know, I think sometimes like the journey it took me to write the book, and how long it took and then get into screenwriting. Everything happens like you say in God's time. I don't know that I would have been ready for script writing. I might have wrote the book and just been done with it and never delved any further into writing. But me finishing the book at the time that I did, I had a lot of experience with, I've I did done family law. I've represented people who've been victims of domestic violence. I know people that in my family, I have been a victim of domestic violence before. And so all these stories put together, and with that experience, with that knowledge, with that information, I was able to put a story together that is somewhat autobiographical, but not totally autobiographical, and tell a story that I think that people can relate to,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
and and I wanted to show it also from a side of where a lot of people think that the victims come from lower income or people who don't have much or not educated or whatever, but the people in my story, the women in my story are educated
Yeah.
and come from means. So hopefully help people have a different view and look at things a differently and look at victims in a different manner and not think that that there's something wrong with them and stop
Yeah.
blaming the victim.
Hmm. Oh, victim blaming is huge. It's I think it's really another reason I was excited about doing this particular interview with you today about this story. He only hit me 4 times. Today is the last day of National Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes, yes,
And
and
as I shared, I also have experience with domestic violence. I have a nonprofit for survivors of sexual and
oh
domestic
wow,
abuse, and it just means a lot to me that we're talking today. So I'm so glad that we are connected. Thank
no,
you to the film
absolutely,
festival for making this happen. So let's jump into the film festival. You are look at that smile.
yeah, I'm
She is
excited.
a finalist. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
yes,
Did you,
yes.
is this
Thank
something you
you.
manifested or something totally unexpected?
I manifested it. I was surprised. I was surprised. I wasn't shocked because I do think it's a really good movie. And if I have to say so myself, I think it's a good film. Uh, but we are. But I also know that there are probably thousands of people, or I don't know how many people that are trying to get into these festivals and trying to and then you get in, then you're competing against people that are really good. You know, have really good products and you're trying to hope your movie can be seen. This is the first movie that I ever did, and so, out the gate, I mean, I'm so humbled because out the gate, they saw the worth of the film and selected it, and then to be selected as a finalist, I am very, very humbled, and I say, in all in God's timing.
Yeah, I mean, and let's go back. You said, you are up against some very talented people and some people who,
Absolutely.
yourself included. I mean, just the fact that this is your first time out the gate and you beat out so many other applicants, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That is a huge accomplishment for you. I know you are humbled, but honey, you are setting the bar like super, super duper high. So I congratulate you. I congratulate you.
And I'll tell you another thing that really is humbling for me and just so exciting for me. My daughter is studying acting at Georgia State University, and she plays the role of the supporting actress in the film. So for this to be accomplishment for me and for her, and actually in the Madrid Film Festival, she won Best Supporting Actress for the film.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so and now that the festival is in Atlanta, so she will be at because she's going to school there. She will be in attendance at the film festival as well, and it's just so I'm just so full. I'm just so full to and to be recognized by your own. I think that's really really important and Black Hollywood. So it's just so many things so many emotions flood me because of I had said that I really wanted to win a festival or to be in a festival in Atlanta because that's Black Hollywood and because she's there. Um, Somewhere in Michigan. I was in the Detroit Film Festival and because I'm from Michigan,
Okay.
and somewhere in the metropolitan area, DC metropolitan area. And I haven't gotten in a film festival here, and I haven't applied. I had said California, but I didn't apply to any in California. But but Atlanta was like was the top. It was the top tier for me because because of like I said, because it's Black Hollywood, and because my daughter's there, and so that she would be able to attend to and get recognized, because you know, and I I purposely put her in the position of supporting actress rather than the lead. My lead person is amazing. She's
Yeah.
amazing. But I didn't want to, I wanted to put her where I thought she was ready for. And she was ready for that. And she knocked it out the park with as a supporting actress. So I'm just very happy all around.
Well, I can't wait to see it. So the film festival is just in a week or so. And
Yes.
well, I can imagine your heart is beating out of your chest. So how many film, because you mentioned the Madrid Film Festival, how many film festivals has this particular piece been in?
Um, the female eye, though some of them are just online. I think the female eye uh, film festival where we won, what did we, for that we got best story, short story. The Detroit International Film Festival, we got best director. The Madrid, we got um, best supporting actress. And the Gary International Film Festival, we were selected for the festival. We didn't win a prize award, but we were in that. And then, of course, the East Point Peachtree Film Festival. So five.
Oh my
I
goodness,
mean,
that is
it's a lot. It's a lot to
so.
take in.
So once you win the award at the festival this year, um, what's next? What's next for you?
Uh, Thank you for manifesting that for me. uh, well, I'm going to look into putting it on a platform. I know it's a short film, so uh, longer film, full length features are typically on a streaming service or something like that. But I'm going to try to get it on one of the streaming services. But I also, while I'm at the film festival, I'm going to pitch one of my other movies that I've written, and and I'm believing and I'm manifesting that that I'll get someone to produce or finance one of my other movies that I pitch.
And which movie is this?
This one, actually, the name of the movie that I'm going to be pitching at the film festival is The Prodigal Daughter's Christmas.
Oh, Christmas music movies are huge. It's like
I
everybody
know.
loves a good Christmas movie.
Yeah,
So,
and everybody wants to watch them at Christmas time. Everybody wants to watch a good Christmas movie. People are in a good mood and stuff like that. And so that's what I had. It's funny because I was sitting talking to my husband. I said, "Well, which one should I pitch? Should I pitch the book, the one with the novel, or should I pitch I have another one. Should I pitch that, or should I pitch the Christmas one?" And we went back and forth. So actually, I did two pitches for him, and actually for him. Um, a friend and a cousin. I pitched both movies to them and asked them which pitch that they liked the best, and they liked the Christmas movie won out. Actually, one of them said the other movie, but they were like they feel that the Christmas movie would be more universally liked.
mhm. And I love the dynamic between the Christmas movie and then He Only Hit Me Four Times because
Hmm.
they are so different, so
Yes,
you're not sticking
yes,
with, you're not in a
one
box.
genre. Yes,
Right,
yes,
right. So
yes,
I think that's going
absolutely.
to add to, them accepting and, awarding you and winning you the pitch because it's
Yes.
so different and you're probably going to win best writer as well. It's, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. I like you.
yeah.
I like you.
I
And
like it too.
it's funny because I've been writing for so many years, but as an attorney, you write all the time, but I just didn't think even when I've always wanted to be an attorney way back when I was watching Perry Mason and Ironside with my dad when I was a little girl. I always said I was going
Yes.
to be. So I was manifesting then and didn't know it. But I also had this secret desire also to be an actress. But when you're coming up years ago, I don't know how you are, but when I was coming up, if you're academically advanced, your parents are you're not gonna be an actor.
Mhm.
Actress. Even when my daughter said that she wanted to be an actress because she was saying a doctor or actress, I said, "What do you really want to be?" And she said, an actor. And I said, well, then that's what you should do. So I told my husband, he said, she gonna do that on the side, right? And I said, oh, absolutely not. She's going, that's what she's going to do. I think it's more accepted now. And I wanted to also be, I wanted her to do, I believe in people pursuing their dreams. That's when you're happiest. And I wouldn't take away being an attorney because I really wanted to be an attorney too. But I always did have this other side of me that, this actor side. And even though I'm not acting, I'm in that field now.
Yeah. So are you an attorney on the side now?
No, I'm actually I'm I would say I'm still more doing more legal work than I am doing writing, but I'm on a parallel plane right now because I struggle with that. If I was going to leave the practice, I am building my practice so that it because my husband is an attorney too, but I'm building my practice so that it can be more self-sufficient, and that I can do less legal work and do more in the film industry.
Gotcha, gotcha. So he only hit me 4 times. So now that it's in the film festival, it's is it or is it not available for the average Joe to watch? Or is it
They,
strictly just in the festival until afterwards?
strictly in the film festival till afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of the film festivals, I don't know if Peachtree is one of them, but some of them you can't have multiple showings, and it still be considered a new film because they want new films. And so I've done, because it first we first finished producing it last October, during domestic violence month awareness month, and now we're coming to the end of this circuit. And so as we come to the end of this circuit, the film festival circuit, then I'm going to be scouting ways to put it, for on some type of streaming service or some where it can be seen by the masses.
Okay. So what night are they previewing your film?
I do. Oh, they did say. I can't remember. I
Well, we can
can't
always
remember.
find it on the website, you
Yeah,
know.
but right now it's showing on the you can go to the on Gyro Media is showing it
Mhm.
now. They're showing all of the movies right now. Or I don't know
Really?
if it's all of them, but it's showing a lot of them on there because they have it on there for you, the people where you can go to it and you can vote on, uh,
Okay.
the film. So it's doing that now. And then I think they did give us the date, but I want to say Saturday, but I'm not sure. I can't
You
say
know
for
what?
sure.
I'm gonna be there,
Good. I can meet you in
Yeah.
person.
And of course, on the red carpet, I have to get the interview with you on the red.
Yes. Yes.
I want to see how you mix that whole, attorney slash artsy fartsy girl on the red carpet. Yes, and meet your daughter.
Oh,
So I'm really excited. What's her name?
my daughter, Talia McCann.
All
Yeah.
right. Can't wait to meet
Yes.
you.
Yes, yes, yes. I just got off the phone with her because she was more concerned. All she's concerned about now is that because she called me the other day. So, you're gonna have to I'm gonna have to come back home because I sent for my her voter registration. She's for her absentee voter registration,
Yeah.
and it hasn't come yet. So I said, well, I can't because I'm leaving for Cuba tomorrow. I'm actually coming straight from Cuba to Atlanta. So I'm leaving. I said, I got to get I said, I have things that I have to do. I can't do. She said, well, I said, well, you better talk to your father. And she said, well, because I have to vote. I said, okay, well, you have to pay for you a ticket to get here. Because she's actually in another movie. A friend of mine is making a movie here, and she's in that movie. And she just was here a couple of weeks ago because they actually flew her out here to for an event that they had with the movie that she's in here.
Yeah, that's exciting. And yes, 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 Leah, you have to vote. Yes,
Yeah,
please, please.
yes, she was adamant about that.
I
So
love
she
it.
called me today and said, she said, my ballot came, so I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna send it priority mail. I said, well, as long as it's mailed on time, it'll count. She said, I know I'm putting it in priority mail because I got to make sure that it get there on time. I was like,
Oh,
okay.
that's right. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So it's been a pleasure talking to you, Deirdre. What else do you want to share? I mean, you're working on some other projects, you have some other films coming up. Are you writing something new?
I actually have I have a movie that I am going to be working on, a series, dramatic. It's a docudrama, and it's about a woman. Actually, she's a friend of mine who had who got into dealing drugs, and she went to prison. She said she's did a total of about think she said a total of 18 years. And two, like I think two times, three times she's gone to prison. And so we talked about her story, I had always, because I knew part of her story because I knew her before she went to prison. She came out of prison. She she came out of prison, and I let her work in my law office because and then she went back, and I knew stuff because I knew her as a friend, and she's a good person, and because I don't look at people, I try not to be judgmental of people, and but she's a really good person, and so her story, I knew part of her story, so then we sat down and talked, and when I talked to her, when she got out, I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years, and I just happened to send something to her on Instagram. She immediately responded, and we got together, and we're talking, and she said, "You know what? I see you doing." She said, "I want you to do my story." And I had wanted to do it, but I didn't want to approach her like that because I didn't want it to seem like I'm just befriending her, getting back friends with her because I want something from her. And I said, "You just don't know." I say, "This got to be God." I said, "Because I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to ask you." She said, "I wouldn't have anybody else do it." When we talked about her story, there's so much that I didn't know about her story, her journey, that I told her, this has to be a series. And I was talking about a movie, but this has got to be at least between a 4 and 6 part series that I have to do because her journey is so, I mean, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. I knew that a lot of stuff that she had went through, and which is why one of the reasons why I hired her, because I knew that she had gone through a lot. But and I mean, her journey is just amazing. She had 5 kids when she first, when her kids were young, she went to prison. So it was a whole lot. But the story before that, when she was younger, the things that happened, it's just really, really amazing. And then she's like, now she's got a good job. She works for the government, and it's a really good story. And just her journey to getting saved, and all of it's just such a good story. And I was like, I said, you got too much for me to put in one movie. This is way too much. And that's one thing that I'm going to be working on. Um, we, doing episodes of that, and also being very, because I have to work very closely with her because I want to be very respectful, because I knew a lot of the story, but I would never write somebody's story without their permission, even if
Yes.
I tried to, act like it's something else. I would never do that. But I want her to be intricately involved because I don't want to reveal or state anything that she would not want
Yes.
stated, or that she would have a problem with. And I told her also consider the other people that your family, and when you're telling your story, because some feelings probably will be hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And I say, so be very clear about what you want to do, and I'm always going to respect you, in doing this. And I said, and we don't have to put in the stuff that you don't have to put in, we don't have to put those things in.
Right. I think that's fantastic. And art imitates life. Um,
Yes,
everything we watch was probably based on something real. That's where we
yes.
get our stories from. And storytelling is so important. Tell me, since we have a little time, how obviously it's important to you to share stories, but when did you realize that storytelling um, was something inside you that you had to do?
I think it's when I wrote my book, because the my book isn't about it's so funny because people say, "Is this about you?" Because it's about a attorney in DC that has her own law firm, and that's me, and but it wasn't. But I was taking things from my life and from other parts, and there's one part in there, was a girlfriend of mine was one of the people who read it before I published it, and there's a part in there that she said, "Girl," she said, "That's what you used to say to me when we used to." When I was dating, um, and I was dating my husband actually, and so I would call her and I would tell her different things or whatever, and she would say, "Well, you know what?" She said, both of y'all need to just leave each other alone because you're gonna do what you want to do, he gonna do what he want to do or whatever." And I used to tell her, "Bye. Let me call my real friend Elaine, who gonna tell me what I want to hear." And so in the book, there's a part where the main character is in the same situation comes up, and she's talking to her friend who is like always keeps it real, tells her what she needs to do, and she tells her, "Bye. let me call such and such my real friend who's gonna tell me what I want to hear. She said, that's what you used to say to me. I said, yes. I said, yes. So, but when I start, because the more I wrote the story, because I started out, I said, I'm gonna make this story. It's gonna be, 200 pages. But when I got to 200, the book wasn't finished, and I said, it was gonna be 250 pages. Book still wasn't finished. I said, you know what? I'm gonna finish the book when the book ends. It ended up being like 445 pages. It's a novel. But as I was doing that, I knew we've got stories to tell. I had a story to tell, and that journey of love, that journey that, like I said, so many of us has gone through, where we have a hole in our heart and we're trying to fill it up and make it whole. We've all been that. I've been there. And glad to have a whole heart in my heart, whole now. So I thought, so when I did that, and I was like, there are other stories that I want to tell, and then I started thinking of stuff, and then I thought about the domestic violence, the victims that I've talked to, victims in my family, myself being a victim, and I want people to have hope too, that that you don't, because you're there, you don't have to stay there. There's a way out. You can go past that, and as we look at these people, not look at them like they're somebody less than, because you know what, you don't know. I was talking to a lady at my church one day, and I was telling her about the book or whatever, and she said, girl, she said, my husband, she said, my first husband used to beat the mess out of him. When you see this lady, she's so sophisticated, she so got it together, she's so somebody who nobody would ever think that this is a victim of domestic violence. And so I wanted to portray that in the movie, that you don't know, the person that's sitting right next to you might be a victim of domestic violence. The person who is your boss, the person who is high on the school board, the person who's on crack, the person, it covers the whole realm. So I wanted to put that, make that story be told. And so and it just started there. I just can't start coming up with. I got so many ideas in my head that I that I've that I want to put pen to paper and bring it to life on the screen.
That sounds fantastic, and I'm very excited for what the future holds for you, Deirdre. So how do we follow you? How do we support you?
I am on Instagram. It's DEEDEE underscore WRITES, and that's Dee underscore Writes. That's on Instagram. Um, on uh, Facebook, it's Deidre McCann. That's the way my name is spelled. And I'm not on any other platforms, although I should be.
That's okay.
and
I'm
oh,
not either.
and also you can go to my website. It's Dee Writes, no underscore, Dee Writes, DDWrites.com. Actually, DDWrites.com. And in that, it tells some of the things that I'm doing. And actually, I have to update it, because I got some of the awards that I won already on there, and then I haven't put in a lot of the stuff that I'm working on. Some of it I want to kind of keep under wraps, like the one that I just told you about. I kind of the series. I want to uh, I want to break that out at a time when I'm really ready, when I have at least have a couple of episodes under my belt, so that, if somebody think about, you know, uh, producing it, or bringing it, put it on their platform, I'll be able to say, look, this is what we're going to do on the first three
Yes.
episodes, and we got three more episodes, so it'd be a mini series.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because we are recording and this is for, the festival. So when you say you want to keep that under wraps, do we need to cut that part out, or is it good?
Keep it in, keep it
Okay.
in, keep it in. Definitely keep it in, definitely keep it
Okay.
in. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I say under wraps, I wouldn't necessarily be putting it on my social media or anything like that. But at the
Gotcha.
festival, look, I want them to know everything that I'm doing and trying to do or whatever, because those are the places, from what I understand, those are the places that you meet the people that can make those things happen. So I definitely want all of it shown for there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we are running out of time. I want to applaud you for all of your accomplishments, for bringing to light the things that our community, I will say our community, has experienced, and knowing that there is life after abuse, and knowing
Yes.
that, you need to follow your passions and do what you love because that's where you're going to be most successful. So thank you for being the woman that you are. Okay.
Thank you so much. And it's Chris Styles, right?
It is.
I love that. I love the way it's spelled. I love the way it looks. I love it. And it fits you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to
I'm
start
looking
following you on IG
great.
so
Thank
I can keep
you.
up with what's going on with you next weekend. I will see you on the red carpet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, and I will probably be screaming super duper loud for you when they show your film, they announce that you're the winner. Yeah.
Yes. I'm
So,
really like, thank you.
so all right, it's been wonderful, Deirdre. Congratulations, and I will see you at the film festival.
You know what? Okay, I just wanted to do this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah.
me one picture of us. You had your mouth open when I did that. So
Oh, okay.
yes,
Okay, let me
I
settle
got
down.
enough.
Hold on.
Okay.
Tell me when I need to pose.
Oh,
Hey,
there you go.
it's so weird.
Thank you again.
You are more than welcome, sweetheart, and I'll see you and your
See
baby
you
girl.
next week.
All right.
All right. Okay, take care.
Too.